Yes, welcome in, viewers. And I say viewers, Tim, what's happened? We've gone all visual, my friend, no longer just in audio. We're stripping out the full 10 questions from the podcast, but of course, we're going to keep it for you. We know how much everyone loves a good quiz, and we're actually changing up the format a little bit this year as well. Not only are we going visual, we're also doing Beat the Full 10 Yards stuff. So Tim is in the hot seat for the full 10 yards tonight. Are you feeling, mate, confident you're going to keep our reputation high?
Hi. Well, I'm not too sure. As we said before we came on air, I think if we wanted someone to represent the full 10 yards on quizzes and to keep reputations high, I'm certainly not top on the list. But we'll go with it, and it's just going to be a bit of fun.
Well, we will soon see. Maybe you'll get a reputation as the guy that everybody wants to play. We'll see as the season progresses. But let's welcome in week number one's challenger. You may well have heard him on the Pats Chat UK podcast and as part of NFL Scotland. Welcome in, Matthew. Matthew, how are you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. Thanks for having me along. And I think I'm about as confident as Tim on this one. So we'll wait and see. But, it's a bit of fun. So all good to go here.
Certainly is a bit of fun, mate, but obviously plenty of bragging rights come the end of the season. As we have gone a little bit visual, we're also going to make the quiz visual. So all you fellas, I'm going to share my screen with you, and hopefully by the wonders of technology, we will start playing the quiz using the Kahoot app. Really good app for anybody wanting to do any quizzes. Although quizzes, I'm sure, are available, but there's a little plug for Kahoot for you. You ready, boys?
Hashtag not a sponsor. Because...
Here we go then with week one's full 10 NFL questions. Question number one. Which team scored the most points during the first half of an NFL game in week one? And you will get some options, fellas. Was it the Seattle Seahawks, the Green Bay Packers, the Baltimore Ravens, or the Kansas City Chiefs?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm going to go with...
Is that a sign of things to come? Nothing on the scoreboard from the first question.
Oh dear.
It was the Baltimore Ravens. They put up 24 against the hapless Cleveland Browns, of course, in week number one. Went easy on us in the second half, didn't they? They only ended up with 38 on the board in the end. So let's see if we can get off the board, fellas, in the second question. Question number two coming up. Which of these running backs carried the ball for the most yardage in week one? David Johnson, Kareem Hunt, Aaron Jones, or Dalvin Cook? Obviously, none of those finished as the leading rusher, but they all Get the boys, that's much better. 2 for 2. It was David Johnson. We talked about it on the pod. Good comeback game for him. Certainly looked a lot better and a bit more like himself. Just to explain for Kahoot, you do get bonus points for answering quicker. So Tim, obviously a little bit quicker off the draw there, gets 855 points for that one compared to Matt's 828. Question number 3, fellas. Which New Orleans Saint returned a Tom Brady pass for a pick 6? Was it Marcus Williams, Marshawn Lattimore, Malcolm Jenkins, or Janoris Jenkins? 2 for 2. Well done, boys. It was indeed Janoris Jenkins. Tom Brady, I think, now one of only 3 quarterbacks, is he, to throw pick sixes in consecutive games, in 3 consecutive games or something like that?
Yeah.
Still the greatest of all time, though. He hasn't got to worry about things like that. Question 4. Josh Allen eclipsed 300 passing yards for the first time in his career. But how many pass attempts did he actually make on Sunday? Was it 40, 43, 46, or 49?
You should actually know this as well.
Don't do that to me, Matt.
It was actually 46. So there you go, boys. I actually thought when I wrote this question, I couldn't believe that Josh Allen had that many pass attempts across 2 games, let alone one game.
I remember being it pointed out in something I was reading. I couldn't remember if it was 43 or 46. I knew it wasn't the other 2. I couldn't remember. Who did they play? Buffalo Bills? The Jets, wasn't it?
The Jets, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Who throws 43 times against the Jets? Don't need to carry that many times.
Yeah, certainly was a good one. Your next one, boys, is going to be a picture question. So you're going to have to type your answer into your keyboard. The picture will reveal itself slowly. So no change on the scoreboard. So question 5. So, who is this in this memorable week 1 image?
Oh,
It was, of course, Andy Reid. One of the boys there went for Bruce Arians.
yeah.
Show the picture in full. That's the way to wear your face mask, boys. That's the way to wear your mask.
Yeah, that's it.
I knew who it was. I just typed the wrong thing.
Auto type did Bruce Arians.
Yeah. Did you see that on that new Sky Sports magazine show that someone had done an X's and O's on the mask?
Oh really? Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, he has said he's going to try and get a better one for this week. Question 6. Which quarterback threw for most yards in the Chargers at a Bengals game? Was it Smoking Joe or was it Tyrod Taylor? 50-50 shot, boys. It was Tyrod Taylor, just about. I think he was just over 200. I think Joe was 190, something like that. So not much in it. Tim clinging on to the top of the leaderboard. 4 to go, fellas. Question 7. Including PATs, how many kicks did Stephen Gostkowski miss during football? 2, 3, 4, or 5? It was 4. 3 field goals and a missed PAT, but he obviously came good and kicked the game winner in the end.
He's still got a job.
Faith as well. Yeah, they're showing faith in him, mate. They have plenty of confidence, to quote Mike Vrabel. So let's see what happens. Tim putting 3 correct answers back to back. Can Matt pull it back? He's going to need a good recovery. Question 8. How many road teams won in week 8 in week 1? Is it 5, 6, 7 or 8? I need to get it away there, fellas. I need to see how many road teams won in week 8 because I knew the answer before I'd actually read the question. Anything in that, boys, before we move on to the next question? Do you think home field advantage with COVID and everything isn't going to be such a factor this year?
Yeah, there's no home field this year.
Yeah, you could see with the no crowd the difference in the quarterback cadence and things they've got to come up with to actually beat the line. So yeah, it's
I've never noticed so many people jumping off sides. Well, I mean Dallas do it anyway. The players that we've got love jumping off side anyway. But the amount of hard counts I saw that people were just jumping off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Quite interesting, though. Not a lot of penalties called in week 1. I think holding penalties down about 75%. So maybe even the referees are getting a bit
pass interference was all over the place, though.
Yeah, no change there. No change.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Tim, you may well be in an unassailable lead, but let's see if you can finish it off in style. Question 9. DeAndre Hopkins had a huge debut for the Cardinals, but how many receptions did he snag? Was it 12, 13, 14, or 15? It was 14. 13 was unlucky for someone. It was unlucky for Matt. He went 1, 2,
yeah.
1, 2 few. So Tim, it looks like you're going to bring home the bacon in week 1, mate. Let's finish off there with question 10. With this one, fellas, I want you to put these answers in order. So move the colours around on your keypad. Put these tight ends in order of receiving yards week 1. Start with the most and then with the least.
Oh.
So if you think, for argument's sake, Noah Fant was first, then obviously move the colour to the first box on your phone. And so on and so forth. That's your correct order, fellas. Dallas Goedert actually was the top receiving tight end on the week, just the only one to eclipse 100 yards. Followed by Noah Fant, who had the most Monday nighter. Mark Andrews found the end zone a couple of times, and Travis Kelce quite subdued with 50 yards and a touchdown. But
how many yards have you got the yardage there? Because I got Fant and Andrews all around. I know Fant got 81 or 89. I thought Andrews had maybe a couple more.
I think Andrews was only 60 odd yards, mate. I believe. I haven't got the exact number written down, but it was 60 odd yards. It was 60 odd and 2 touchdowns. So. Okay. So there we go, fellas. Week 1 in the books of the full 10 questions. It's not fairness. Just to confirm, nobody finished third because there's only 2 of you taking part. So Matt does get the silver medal. Just a 3 out of 10 for Matt.
Well done.
99 points on the board. So yeah,
It's
not
going
a
to
bad
be.
start, Tim. You've set the standard, mate, for us all to follow.
I have. Do you know what the good thing is there's the people that are watching this. You're watching it. They're going to be saying, "Oh, I got 8 out of 10. I got 9 out of 10." Come and have a go. Come and have a go.
Absolutely, it's all a good bit of fun, Matt. Absolute pleasure to have you on, mate. Like I said, I mentioned it earlier, but just from the horse's mouth, so to speak, just tell everybody where they can find you, mate, and get a hold of your content that you're producing.
Well, thanks very much. That was abysmal from me, even though a couple of them I should have known, like the Josh Allen one, because I do cover the AFC East for Scotland.com. You can also find me at Inkster or at Pat's Chat UK is the podcast Twitter handle. Come and chat Patriots or NFL of all sorts. I'm here for the bants for sure.
Brilliant, mate. Really appreciate you being the first contender on this season's full 10 yards. As Tim said, come and give it a go, fellas. It'll either be myself or Lawrence taking you on next week. So get yourself registered and we will get you on. Absolute pleasure. We'll catch you all soon. Obviously, check out Full 10 Yards on the website and Twitter. Plenty of content coming your way. And we'll be back behind the mics on Monday for your next podcast. Catch you all later.